Welcome to the Curlcast, a podcast dedicated to detangling the pros and woes of curly hair. We're your hosts, Mira
and Angel.
And today we have a special guest, Naomi.
Hey! Thanks for having me, guys.
No, thank you for agreeing to come.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, okay. I thought you were getting up.
No, I'm just fixing myself.
Oh, good. Yeah, thank you so much for coming. Really, really excited to hear your thoughts on today's topic.
Yeah, so today we are talking about growing up with curls. So like a big, heavy topic, but we're excited to start.
Let's do it.
I think let's just go through our personal experiences of growing up with curly hair. So for each one of us, just go through like what your childhood was like, your teens, and now like your adulthood life, like what it's like what's your perception and what you thought was good and like what was stylish and what wasn't.
Yeah. So I'm trying to remember my childhood. I remember my mum used to style my hair back then. We would spend long hours where she'd be, playing with different hairstyles. The good thing is she really kind of emphasized my curls. So sometimes she would plait my hair, but a lot of the time, it would be left natural. And I didn't really start using heat until maybe early high school, late primary, and that would be very occasionally. So I grew up, having my hair quite natural. And then in high school, as with most people, that's when, using heat and straightening and blow drying and all that started. Honestly, for me, I think it was mainly out of convenience. Yeah, I don't remember too well if it was a matter of, trying to fit in, or if it was just because, waking up for school, it's so much easier to just throw your straightened hair in a ponytail as opposed to trying to figure out, what to do with the curls and managing them and all that. So for quite a few years, I think from year 7 till about year 10, I mainly straightened it. That was interesting. It was hard to manage in itself, but at the same time, it was better than doing curls. And I remember it was one time in year 9 or year 10. Oh, so also for a bit of context, I went to an Egyptian school.
Yeah,
like
so did we.
Yeah, exactly. And it's funny because a lot of cultures, like, they almost don't accept their own sort of cultural characteristics, such as like curly hair, like that's common to Egyptians, and yet the beauty standards are straightened hair. We prefer that over curls. And so I remember one time I rocked up to school with my natural hair, and the kids in class, they kind of laughed and they're like, oh, you look like, a caveman or something like that.
Oh my gosh, they actually said that.
Yeah, it was the boys. So, typical,
carpet hair boys
as
well.
Exactly.
Sorry, triggered.
Yeah, sorry.
No, spot on though. And, 15-year-old boys having a laugh, which, looking back on it, it was kind of funny because I probably didn't know how to manage my hair back then, so they probably weren't that wrong. But at the same time, it wasn't that encouraging. So I kept going back to straightened hair. But I was really lucky that for my transition period, it was very natural and very... it wasn't conscious at all. So it was just during the summer, I was going to the beach a lot, swimming a lot. I didn't have time to be straightening my hair because I was always in the water. And so because I think the salt water and just like the frequency of it, my transition to my natural curls was just really simple. And I remember it got to the stage where I was thinking, I don't want to go back to school and have to straighten my hair again, because it was just like so much easier, and like I was really embracing it. So ever since year 10 to now, I've only really straightened my hair a handful of times. And I find it really funny how perceptions have changed. Like now that we're kind of older, and in this day and age, curly hair and like afro hair is seen as something that's really special. Yeah. Which definitely really wasn't the case when, I was in early high school or primary. So that's my experience.
Thank you. That was very comprehensive.
Yeah, we love that.
It's really good.
Yeah. What about you, Angel?
Me? Well, I feel like our experiences were quite similar.
Yeah. But like I think you go through it still.
Oh, okay.
Just
So
in case
it's different. Okay. So when I was growing up, my mum had absolutely no idea how to handle my hair. She had curly hair growing up as well, but she grew up in a time where it was really cool to have a shaved head. So my mum had a shaved head in teenage years. I mean, she looked awesome, like really badass, but she kind of didn't know how to take care of her curls. So she really didn't know how to take care of mine. So there were a lot of days of just gel and pulling my hair back into some tight ponytail. My hairline is still upset at me for it.
Oh man, 5-head life.
Yes, 5-head life, and it's all because just dealing with curls at the roots and at the front of your face is so hard. Like when I was a little kid, I could have my hair natural and wild and curly and I looked cute and everything, but in school, impossible. It was you couldn't have your hair out in school, first of all, so there was no option to even have a cute down. You would know. We went to the same school.
But like even in my public school, like in my primary school, they didn't allow it. Well, they didn't allow it because lice. Which makes sense.
I didn't actually know that was the reason.
I don't know if our high school was like that was the reason. I think our high school was doing it just because. Because photo day, they didn't even allow us to leave our hair out. Whereas my public school, like they allowed us to leave it out on photo day. But like if we're not in photo day, there's no occasion, you have to tie it up.
Right.
For a good reason.
Yeah. So I think in high school, what happened in high school? I was straightening my hair every so often, not all the time, mostly because I never really learned how to do it myself. Still to this day, I can do it myself kind of, but I just hate doing it. And I'm so lazy. Like my sister can sit in the bathroom and straighten her hair, watch Grey's Anatomy or something, like keep herself entertained while she's doing it. Whereas me, I hate it. I'd rather be doing something else with my time and I don't want to stay up late doing it. And I was always like that through school. So whenever I'd have straight hair, it was because mum sat me down and did it for me and we'd watch something together.
Same.
Yeah.
But, I remember.
on a cushion on the floor.
Yes.
Oh my god. That takes me back.
It does. So I think during high school I did have my hair straight. And I did go through a little bit of a punk rock phase, which you'd totally think that would be like curly hair, like I could wear that, but it was like straight hair and like a little weird spiky ponytail fringe. Always got to straighten that fringe. I think I had a front fringe like 3 times already in my life. I had side fringe, I had bangs, like the curtain. I've had every kind of fringe known to man. But I was wearing curly hair in buns like this for most of the time. Not as cute. And I think when I became an adult, I think I stopped straightening my hair for anything other than occasions. Unless I had like something on, like a job interview or wedding or anything like that. Those were the times I was straightening my hair, and then very infrequently after that. But it was mostly curly, and I've been embracing it probably for a little while now. Not taking care of it for a little while. I've been taking care of it for the past year, but before that I was keeping it curly but not really taking care of it. That's my transition.
With me, my childhood was mostly spent natural, but my mum, again, like she didn't know. She has beautiful wavy hair, but not that she keeps it that way. She blow dries it all the time, but she definitely had more manageable hair. And when she had me as a kid, she had zero experience, and my grandmas as well had zero experience because they had lovely hair. So she was like, what do I do? So all she did was
You have lovely hair, Marette. Just putting it out there. Lovely wavy hair.
So her remedy was to put in a bunch of olive oil after every single shower.
Okay.
To smooth out my hair, brush it in, and my hair was dry. So you think when you hear that, you think it's oily, but it actually somehow absorbed the oil. It was weird. Like,
did it work? What was it?
Like my hair was definitely smoother, but it was just kind of insane to do after every shower.
Yeah.
But she used to put that a lot, and then either braid my hair, or I should say plait my hair, and put it in buns and stuff. But that's about it. She couldn't do anything else with it. And it really bummed her out, I felt. But she tried to straighten my hair once as a kid, and was never doing it again.
Never again.
That didn't stop her though. But I mean, she did it once, and then And then when I moved to Australia, I kept it in the same thing as well. But then I think the first time I was aware that my hair is like maybe not ideal in society was in my primary school. Towards like when I was about 10, I started getting bullied by my classmates, who actually were like Middle Eastern, which is so weird. As in like you'd expect it like from like, you know, someone that sees my hair as like so foreign or something, but it was like Middle Easterns, and they bullied me and they said really nasty things about my hair, and it got to a point where like the only way was to leave the school because like I couldn't, like I went to the principal and stuff like, but they could only do so much, so I had to leave, and it was because of my hair, which is so weird.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then I went to our high school
with more Middle Easterns, mind you.
But yeah, they did not bully me about my hair. But
we were all in the same ratchet boat together.
The same ratchet boat.
Accurate.
Yeah. But I don't know. I guess I carried that with me that like I don't like my hair. A lot of people started making comments like they can't see the whiteboard from my hair, and then
I remember those comments.
Yeah, and then
I was always in the front seat because I'm blind, so it was never me. Just putting it out there.
Yeah, I was kind of in the middle, but people would complain. So then, about like year 8, which was like when I was 14, I decided to do keratin to manage it and to just like make it easier to straighten. I never straightened it myself. My mum always did it for me.
Yeah.
Like we said, you sit on the couch, you put something on TV, and I sit on the pillow on the floor. But I did keratin, and that definitely made my hair much easier to straightened it a lot. And then and so I did that heaps, especially when we were in, like going through like sweet 16 phases. I would straighten my hair every week.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that stage.
And my hair really 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 died like during that phase. And then all the way up to end of high school, I just became lazy, and I was like, I don't want to do keratin. So then my hair grew out again, mostly. And then I got to end of year 12, I was like, I like it. But then for some reason in my first year of uni, I decided to do keratin again because I was like, maybe we'll manage it. And then it didn't. And then like it just made it a straight poof, like I said before. And then I went back, I grew it all out again 2 years ago. But then I didn't take care of my hair. I just put it in braids the whole time. And I only started taking care of it like in March. No, not even May of this year.
May of this year?
May of
no
this
way.
year. Yeah,
What?
like properly. Like doing a method and everything.
Right. Wow.
Yeah, so that's my journey.
So it's all, we've all gone through kind of different, kind of similar experiences. Like, same, but different. Cool. So we're going to jump, I think, more into cultural.
Yes. So definitely I think a big part of why we did what we did to our hair was because our Egyptian culture informed a lot of what we did. So we're going to talk about the effect of culture and environment on our own perception of our hair. So I think the first point that we want to talk about is that culture of wanting to fit in. And I think that definitely stems from our parents or like grandparents that moved here. Who had to definitely fit into a very Western society. Yeah.
So Naomi, I'm just going to throw you under the bus. You did mention that you had a story to share about your grandma, but you didn't want to throw her under the bus. Oh no. So here I am throwing her under for you.
Thanks, Anne.
You're welcome.
And we apologize. I apologize for
Teta Naomi.
Yeah. I adore her. She's great. But it's kind of, as you're saying, it's just a matter of, you know, what we're brought up in, like the culture. It's not that she's, you know, it's not that she holds a bad opinion, but it's kind of just how she was brought up as well, and what the culture's standards of beauty are. And I remember because I always grew up with my hair straight, so it was always very sleek, off to the side, like in teenage years anyway. And then when I started leaving it out like this.
I feel like I know where this is
going. It would always be I turn up to Teta's and it's like, oh, when are we going to start seeing your face again? Or have you considered like, you know, putting it down or brushing it? Like, and I'm like, oh, you do not want to see me brush this.
No.
So it was interesting because that was on one side, but then, you know, on the other side you have the people from the Australian culture, that's when I started getting all the compliments when I started leaving my hair natural. And I'd be like, Teta, this is the current style now. So it's like, you know, she would think it's outdated or not seen as beautiful. Whereas, as I mentioned before, like during this day and age, like it's seen as something really special. So it was really interesting seeing how, you know, the Egyptian culture, which like curly hair, most Egyptians have it. Like it's not very accepted within culture itself, but it's accepted outside. And it's like that thing where you always want what you can't have kind of thing. Yeah, that was a really prominent saying when I was doing the transition, I guess.
Yeah. So. I have to say, my grandma is kind of the same. So I mean, she loves my hair now because she knows that I put a lot of effort into it, and like now my curly hair is actually nice, whereas before it probably wasn't that great, and she probably was doing me a favor by saying do something. But yeah, every time I would come in with straight hair, she would be like blown away. She'd say, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful, you're the most beautiful girl in the world, you know, typical grandma stuff. But yeah, and I mean, I adore my tattoo as well, and I love her to bits. But again, like that's just how she was raised, I think, and how the older generations were raised, that straight hair was seen as beautiful and desirable. All the old Egyptian actors and all of that looks very European. Like all of them looked like not Egyptian. Not Egyptian. Even like Cleopatra, who is like Egyptian, is Greek. So I think there's just been a lot of times throughout history where Egypt has just kind of become very European influence rather than African influence, which is so strange because we're an African country.
But we got occupied a lot.
We
so
did.
I think that's where it comes from.
Definitely. But still, I think we're starting now to reclaim our original heritage, our African heritage. Like there's a movement in Egypt, like we were saying before, and here as well, where women are starting to really rock the curls, rock their culture, you know, embrace everything that makes us more African rather than European, but also taking on board like our Australian heritage as well, because I mean, we're Australian. So it's just finding that balance, I think, but keeping true to yourself, I think.
So like my mum, I think, is the one that I deal with the most, because like both my grandmas, rest their souls, like they never, I don't ever remember them commenting about my hair. I think they had a hard time doing it, but like I don't remember much about it. So and they haven't seen me like this, so I don't know, but like maybe they see me now. Maybe they're judging me in heaven. Like, I don't know. But my mum is very vocal. My dad's definitely more supportive. Like my dad's like, you know, if you do it nice, like I'll tell you it's nice. But my mum's more like, I want less volume. Like and it's like, what can I do? Like this is my hair. I have volume. And she's like, but I want less. Like I want like, and she's like, why is it poofy? Like, you know, like it's just these comments that like really get to me, because I put like so much effort in my hair, and then she's like, nah, last week it was better. But it's like, it's the same routine. Like I do nothing different.
Girls have a mind of their own.
So it's been difficult, I think. I know it's difficult for her because, like we said, like, that's what she's grown up with. She's always blow-dried her hair. So, like, of course she's going to have this perception. But, like, what can I do? I can only try decrease my volume and hopefully she'll like it.
I mean, we always want something that we can't have, right? I want volume. You don't. I mean, maybe if we put our heads together, we become the perfect girls.
Transfer some of your heads to her.
I think Naomi is a very happy medium. Like, your hair is gold.
I think that's what my mum wants for me, honestly.
This is what I want for me, but my curls are not as cute and tight, and I will never have that.
Each are perfectly unique and lovely in their own way.
Yes. But mad hair envy, just say.
I think we'll talk about now how our hair reflects on our personality. So there's like a big I was reading like an article, like a journal article, like really official, that like was saying that your hair is so crucial to your identity that it reflects your personality. Wow. Or like what you want people what you want people to perceive of you. And that made me interested because it's like, why did we straighten our hair? Why did we do keratin for? Like, what were we hoping to get out of that, you know?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I always kept my hair curly at my old job. And I remember I only came in with straight hair a handful of times. And I remember when I came in with straight hair once, one of my good friends who I work with, Beck, she's like, damn, I don't want to swear on the podcast, but she's like, you turn into such a bee when you have straight hair. She's like, I like you with curly hair, you're much friendlier. And it's funny because like I feel like when I straightened my hair, I had more confidence in myself back then, and that kind of made me feel more like, ooh, you know, sleek sassy and edgy and sassy. And so I used to like my sassiness was just turned up like 100%.
Yeah, I kind of feel that because I think when I straighten my hair for a wedding or something, I'm really feeling myself.
Yeah, I'm like, ooh.
I feel really good, and then like I go to the wedding and I see other people. I'm like, oh, okay, like
I look like everyone else now.
They're like, you know, humble yourself.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I become more insecure when I straighten my hair. I don't know if it's because like I'm more exposed to like the world, because like I don't.
You can see more.
You have peripheral vision again. I feel that. Oh my gosh. Like I literally have an identity crisis every time I straighten my hair. It's like, you know, me with curly hair is one person, and then it's been so long since I straightened my hair, but I don't remember. But I think it's kind of as you're saying, like you become like, you feel kind of powerful, or like this other...
Yeah, you feel like another woman when you change your hair.
Yeah. But then with weddings, for sure, it's another...
It's a whole other vibe,
Yeah.
So I think our curls, like, starting to wear them naturally now and everything, I feel more like myself than I ever have before. And I think it's really pushed me to be the best version of myself that I can be. If I'm taking care of my curls the way that I am, then I should take care of my, you know, my spirituality, and I should take care of my body, and I should take care of the people around me in the same care that I take with my hair. So I think once you start accepting one part of you, it's a chain effect. You start accepting every part of you and other people as well.
That's so true. I definitely feel like I've had a lot more self-love now that I've accepted my hair. Even though it's not where I want it to be. Like, even if I have really bad hair days, it's like, it's okay. You know?
Yeah, it's okay. These things happen.
For me, it's like so hard to remember, to be honest, because I'm like, you guys have only kind of transitioned more recently, whereas for me it's been like 5 years or something, and I think back then it was right in the height of like, you know, kind of finding yourself, and you're a teenager and you're still finding your footing. So like my curly hair has kind of been part of my core identity for ages. So I feel like, I just kind of got comfortable with myself pretty early on because
That's really
of
good.
that.
That's
and I know
really
a lot of people, they don't kind of find that until much later. So I was pretty blessed with that.
Yeah, lucky gal. Let's try and encourage other younger women to start finding themselves and accepting their hair.
Do not touch straighteners ever.
Ever in your life.
Don't do it. No,
I mean, straighten your hair if you want, but if you don't want to,
you don't have to. And don't do keratin just because everyone's doing it. Sorry, that's like another rant.
That's another episode.
Unless if you really want to do it, then do it. But if you don't be forced, don't be pressured. You know?
True. Though.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think we've already discussed like perception of beauty and Egyptian perception of beauty, but we'll just like recap it. So we were saying like like our grandparents and parents, they see it as like, you know, you should be sleek and formal and proper and presentable and whatnot, and but now like the movement is in Egypt, especially now, is like more like wear it, own it, like rock it. We're African, or like North African to be exact, but like
Well, it's one continent, so
yeah, I know, but just in case. Yeah, I
hope no one gets offended by Egyptians saying we're African when we're in Africa. That's okay.
But yeah, do you guys want to add anything?
I think you covered it.
Yeah. Yeah, good. Growing up with curls was a tough experience, but pays off, I think. Yeah,
and I think now for the girls, like I see it with like the younger girls at church in my classes. They are starting to own it more because now like there's women older than them that are owning it, and
it's role models now.
So I think they have the support that we didn't have. So I think it's gonna change.
Yeah, my 9-year-old cousin actually, Mielle. I love her so much. Oh my gosh. She has beautiful curly hair, and now that she sees me wearing my curly hair, she gets so excited whenever we're both like wearing our hair natural together. And I think she's starting to really love her curly hair. She wants to straighten it every now and then, like any little girl does. Yeah. But she really loves her hair because she knows that I love her hair and I love my own hair. So keep showing little girls love for their hair. All right, I think that brings us to the end. Is that
that's correct.
Cool. I'm not cutting anyone off.
No, that's the end of episode 4, and we would love to thank you, Naomi, for taking the time and like just bringing your amazing self to the Curlcast. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes,
so exciting.
Yes. And so thank you for sharing your experiences.
Thank you.
And for now, for our followers and our listeners, if you would love to share your experiences with us, please do. Send us a DM, send us anything really. Just reach out to us, honestly. We would love to hear about your experiences about growing up with curls. Even if they don't have to be negative, they can be positive. So it'd be lovely to hear that.
Yeah, I'd love some positive stories. So if you've got positive stories, give them to me.
Yeah.
And you can also find us on Twitter. It's not very updated, but you can find us there if you just tweet us,
I'm not even logged
I'll
in.
try to I don't know why we keep plugging it. I'll try my best to update it.
Yeah.
You have my word.
Insta and Twitter at the Curlcast.
Yeah. And make sure you listen to us on Spotify, on SoundCloud, on YouTube. We also have a Sounder account, but I don't know if anyone knows what that is.
We might be changing that, so
okay, hang tight. But please share this with anyone who you think it will be helpful for. We do this for you guys, sharing our experiences. It's a good outlet for us, but it's also a great way to kind of start the conversation at home with others, with friends as well. We've gotten a lot of good feedback from heaps of people, and we just absolutely, thank you so much. We love you guys. We will see you in a
fortnight. See you guys.